Hi everybody, this is Hannah from Stellar Kind Tarot, coming at you with a pick a pile reading. For this reading, I had the idea to make a deck with words that you would find on one of those take what you need posters, and I put them together on these little note cards and then shuffled, and these four came out for today. And I went ahead and pre-shuffled 4 piles for each of them, and we are going to, in the reading, figure out how we can get these 4 things that you might be needing right now. So just like with the poster, go ahead and choose the one that you need. Take what you need here. We do have 4 today. First pile is strength. There we go. Second pile is energy. Third pile is growth. And fourth pile is magic. There we go. So I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of time here. Pause the video if you need a minute to reflect on which pile you want to grab. I'm gonna just go ahead and get started with pile number 1, our strength pile. All right, so we have your commitment is being tested. You and your loved ones are safe. We have called. For the tarot, we have the Fool, the Star reversed, the 7 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords reversed. I'm actually gonna move this stuff over here. All right, and then finally for our archetype, we have the Starborn reversed. All right, so give me 1 minute here. Okay, so what you are needing today is strength, and this is going to outline a little bit how we can get you some strength in your day-to-day life. From this layout, what I'm getting is that you kind of have your sights on something. There may be something that you are feeling pulled to do. You have both the Fool and called. And these are kind of similar energies. The Fool definitely is the energy of starting something passionately. It's jumping headfirst into something because you've been feeling optimistic, and you know that the universe will catch you as you are getting into this thing, whatever you are feeling called to. Again, the imagery is kind of similar. Or with the Fool, she's stepping off the cliff, and with called, stepping through this door. Again, kind of just stepping right into space and having faith that you are going to be caught. But what is going on right now is that your hope for this situation, this thing that you have felt called to, it's a little bit non-existent right now. You're not looking at the bigger picture, or things are just not really like working out the way that you had imagined it, and it's having an impact on your inner strength, your resolve, and again, that kind of sense of hope here with the star. With the star reversed, it's you are having trouble seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. And that is kind of also the same theme as the Seven of Pentacles here. This is something you've been working on, or at least like putting energy into. And right now I'm getting the sense of frustration that it hasn't gone the way you wanted. It hasn't worked out in the way that you were hoping with the star here. It is progressing for sure. With the Seven of Pentacles, you are seeing progress. She is starting to get the fruits of her labors here. But the Seven of Pentacles it's kind of a pause. It's taking stock of where you are right now. And it's in the middle of the suit. So you're not quite at that fulfillment level like you have with the Nine of Pentacles. This is a period maybe of some frustration, of looking back at what you have accomplished and thinking it's maybe not quite enough quite yet. But again, you have been accomplishing something, and you have this hope here with the star. And the star and the starborn, those are some really similar vibes there. Look at that. Again, you kind of have this concept of hope with the starborn. The starborn in this deck is about fulfilling your kind of universe given right to create the life that you want. It's about being a child of the cosmos, and as such, having full control over the way that your life plays out, co-creating with the universe and fulfilling the destiny that you choose. With that in reverse, you are having trouble getting into that role. Again, because maybe your hope in the situation it's a little bit, it's a little under the weather right now. You're not feeling it the way that you were when you came in with the Fool. But the advice here, how you are going to get the strength, is to look at what you have already accomplished, and instead of being frustrated with it, to put it into perspective. Think about your long-term goal and how you are already on track to make it happen. The Nine of Cups is really asking for a perspective change. It's about being content with what you have, even if it's not the full 10 cups. Saying, yeah, I have 9 cups here. It's not like the most that I could have, but it is something, and I'm feeling proud and content of that thing. With the Queen of Swords reversed here, again, there's kind of a lack of clarity within yourself. You might be feeling affected by other people's opinions. The Queen of Swords, when it's reversed, it can indicate either that you are using too much Swords energy, so maybe that you are a little bit cold and closed off, and that could be the case here, where you're not allowing yourself to feel emotionally fulfilled in your heart, like with this Nine of Cups, because you are too much in your headspace. It could also be the opposite, where the Queen of Swords reversed is too much in her heart space, in her emotional space, and she's not thinking about the events that are happening logically. It could be either or. You either are focusing way too much on the logical, rational side of things, maybe on all of the things you have yet to accomplish to reach your goal. And that is what is causing this lack of strength. It's looking at everything you have left to do and allowing that to kind of like take a hold of you. It's like the Queen of Swords, if she is too much in that headspace, I can kind of picture like making a big checklist, and even though you have checked off a pretty decent portion of it, just focusing on all of those other checks that you're not quite at yet. Not allowing yourself to feel proud, to feel that kind of emotional pride and contentment with the present. Or conversely, if you're in the other camp, the Queen of Swords could be focusing too much on the emotional. Maybe being in the Seven of Pentacles energy currently, it's got you feeling down, got you feeling really like down on yourself because of all of these things, again, that you want to accomplish but you haven't quite gotten to yet. There could be fear, disappointment, frustration, again, maybe an emotional reaction to your current state. Again, not really taking into account the full picture, this star that you had first set your eyes upon. And instead getting bogged down and letting your emotions completely control the situation. Instead of moving forward into a more content place, whatever is coming up here is keeping you from thinking logically about what your next steps are and where you are going to be moving from here. It makes sense that you need strength in this scenario because you seem to be right in the middle of something that you have felt called to, but that isn't totally coming into fruition yet. But this is in part because it isn't time yet. The first quarter moon, it is the very first, well, besides the new moon, major moon phase in the entire month-long cycle. So you're not quite at the climax, you're not at the end, you are just getting started on whatever it is that you are working on. And your commitment to that dream, to whatever it is that you had your hopes on, whatever you feel like your calling is as the Starborn, it's being tested. You are in a position where you can make a choice here. I am gonna go ahead and leave that star upright. Remember to be hopeful with the star here. But yeah, you're at a crossroads. You can give up instead of continuing to move towards this sense of contentment with what you have done so far and what you could accomplish. And instead, you could you could give up on this thing, not continue to move forward with strength, or you could tap into your reserves, rewrite the Queen of Swords, and balance your heart and mind in this situation. Understand that there are things for you to do to continue to move forward, but that you are in a good place right now, and you do have the capability, both mentally and emotionally, to handle whatever situation this is. You're definitely not in a situation where you're making the wrong choice. That could be an element of why you feel like you're lacking in strength right now. Also, you're not making the wrong choice. You are following your calling. Whatever it is that drives you, you are moving towards it, and you're in a position right now where you are safe. Again, we have an earlier moon cycle, so you have the new moon and first quarter moon, and these again are both indicative of a time in the cycle where you are just getting started. You're not seeing fully the fruits of your labors yet. You are just starting to get the ball rolling. But again, you are safe to do this, even though you're in this new energy. You're not in a situation where things are going to end badly if you keep moving forward. It's not going to end badly if you choose not to move forward either, but you're not going to get this satisfaction, fulfill your destiny that you have chosen, fulfill your calling. You are instead going to be, you're not going to get this Nine of Cups energy. You're going to be dissatisfied, discontent, and stuck in that kind of more frustrated Seven of Pentacles place. You have to be able to move through the seven, move through whatever frustrations come up during your process, and get to a point where you're not giving up on your project, your dream. There's going to be a point in every venture where things don't seem to be moving forward at the pace that you would like them to. But it doesn't mean that this is all for naught, or that you're doing the wrong thing. It is more about diving into this inner strength, the reserves of your strength, by looking at it from both a logical and emotional perspective, and being content with what you do currently have, because it's not nothing. You have been working on this for a little while now, and you're following your heart. You're following what you feel pulled and called towards, and that takes a lot of bravery and strength in the first place. So, we know you have this strength available to you as a resource. It's kind of about reigniting it at this point. This doesn't mean that you can't rest. In fact, I strongly encourage resting as a way to recharge your energy as well. But the message here is definitely to not give up, to keep pushing forward with your dream. And you will get there. You will find the strength to push through to a place where you are feeling satisfied and content. And again, you're following your calling. You are following what you have been gifted with and blessed with as a means to follow your dreams. So you can't go wrong with that, ultimately. Even if there's some difficulty between starting with the Fool energy and getting to this Nine of Cups, you have to keep moving forward in order to actually reap the benefits of what you want. That's pretty much the gist of this here. You can find your strength by focusing on why you are moving towards this thing, why you feel called to it, why you want to be committed, why it was giving you hope in the first place. And balance. Again, Queen of Swords is all about balancing head and heart. That's going to be a great way to find that strength as well. And this isn't reflected in the cards, but rest, again, is something I'm going to recommend here. All right, going to get one final card from this little quote deck. This deck was a gift, but it's essentially just they're little daily quotes. It is not a tarot or oracle deck in the traditional sense. I think the person who gave it to me probably got it at like a Marshall's or Big Lots or something like that. Okay, so the quote that you got is, "If we have never been amazed by the very fact that we exist, we are squandering the greatest fact of all." So again, something to think about. The fact that you have a calling at all, something you feel pulled to, it's kind of amazing. It's amazing that we come in with this blueprint to follow our dreams and just exist in a state that feels good to us. And you know, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard work, but tapping into that presence and just being amazed at the fact that we have this ability to go after what we want and to feel passion and to feel a pull towards something amazing and something dreamlike. It's pretty great, and focusing on that will help you get that strength back as well. So I hope that was helpful, Pile 1. Thank you for joining me today. Like, comment, subscribe, or share this video if you found it helpful or if you think somebody else will. And I'm gonna leave you there. Again, thank you. We're gonna move on to Pile 2. All right, pile number 2, we have energy. So you might be feeling a little depleted. So we have a win-win outcome is forecast. We have loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. For the tarot, we have the 10 of Swords, and this is in the Modern Witch tarot deck, the version that has everything is fine instead of the suit there. We have Justice, the World, and the 9 of Swords reversed. All right, and then finally our archetype is the Forest. Okay. So, good news, pile 2. Well, everything is fine. That's basically the gist of what I was getting at. So energy is what you are looking for, probably because, yeah, you've been going through a situation that has caused a lot of anxiety. We have both the 10 and the 9 of Swords here, and these are probably 2 of the, well, if not the more shadowy, darker energies of the tarot. These are the 2 that most speak to fear and anxiety and really heavy, difficult emotional experiences. The Swords are usually representative of mental energy, maybe of your own thoughts about this scenario that are weighing really heavily on your mind. And you know, I'm someone who has struggled with anxiety for most of my life, so let me tell you, I know how much energy it can take up. It is exhausting to be so stuck in your head and focused on what could go wrong, what is even happening. In this case, I'm kind of getting the feeling that you don't know what is happening. I think that is why we have the Forest here. A lot is kind of densely covered, densely tangled up, and it's a little bit like spooky and unclear and dark. I mean, look how dark the image on this card is, with just the little tent right in the middle of the like depth and darkness of the forest. And again, these two, the swords cards also are very dark cards, just in coloration. But the thing is, whatever you are worried about, it is going to go in your favor. You have 2 cards of justice. The world I will get to in just a second, but 2 cards of justice here. Justice speaks to whatever situation you are finding yourself anxious about, coming to a just conclusion, a conclusion where things are balanced and things are working out in a way that is favorable for everyone involved. Again, a win-win outcome is forecast. So again, whatever it is that is troubling you, you will get your justice for it. You will get that clarity eventually, and you will end the cycle. Maybe the cycle of anxiety. Maybe it's a cycle of addiction in some way. Who knows? It could be lots of different things, but the important thing is that it is ending soon. You are wrapping up a cycle, and you are going to be satisfied with the results. The results are going to be just and fair. But right now, it does seem like you can't see it, and in part that is because of this anxiety. It is very hard to see things clearly if you have mental fog going on. Again, the swords are kind of like the trees on this card, really densely blocking your view, again, clouding up, fogging up, thinking clearly about this situation. I think, or, thinking about this situation is blocking you from actually getting this justice, because you are stuck in the mental space, and I'm really getting the feeling here that you are not really meant to know what is going on right now. The forest also, along with just the kind of dark, deep intensity of it, it also speaks to a place that is a little bit mystical and magical, and you never are quite sure what you are going to experience. There's kind of this almost like fey magic quality to it, where it's a little mischievous, a little bit shadowy, but it is magic that is benevolent and that will get you where you're going, even if it's not where you were expecting to be. But with the forest, you have to kind of just trust that you will get to this justice, this world. You will end up with this win-win outcome, despite the fact that right now you are feeling anxious about it, and right now you are stuck in thinking about it. Try not to think about it. I know that is way easier said than done, but you do have loosen your grip here. Try to let go of control, let go of anxiety as a coping mechanism. That was one of the major things when I started to work on my anxiety, that I came to realize, is that I was using overthinking about a situation as a way to avoid actually doing the things that I needed to be doing in my day-to-day life. Overthinking became the coping to avoid other things, or to avoid actually doing something about the thing that I was anxious about. And it's a very effective coping mechanism. It's not a beneficial one. It doesn't feel very good, but it is effective at allowing you to avoid something, allowing you to have control over the situation, to feel like you understand and know what's going on because you're preparing for it mentally. You've gone over every single possibility, and as long as you do that, as long as you think deeply about what's going to happen, it's gonna be okay. But that it is an illusion. It keeps you trapped in this swords energy. Keeps you trapped in the despair when you really don't need to be thinking so hard, because truthfully you don't know what is going to happen, and there's no way to fully predict it in a way that is going to keep you you don't fully know what's going to happen. Again, that's that forced energy, and there's no way to avoid that. Ultimately, I don't mean for that to sound nihilistic. In fact, it's a sweet moment of surrender when you can loosen your grip enough to realize, like, I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't need to be anxious about it, because the anxiety is not helping me. It's draining my energy. It's sapping my reserves to actually deal with this problem, and it's making me exhausted. Again, been there many times. And it isn't as easy as saying, don't think about this thing, but start to recognize how you might be using anxiety as your own coping mechanism. Is it about control? Is it about knowing what's going to happen? Is it about being able to focus on something so you don't do something else? Is it about avoidance? Just start asking those questions. Realize you don't need to be in this mental space to stay safe. Know that you are going to get your justice and your completion regardless. That things are already working out that way, and thinking about it more deeply, letting all these swords haunt you, is really just going to hurt you in the present. It's going to tire you out. With this card saying everything is fine, really. And the juxtaposition here it's kind of funny because it doesn't look like everything is fine. But what this card tells us ultimately is that this swords energy, it's over with the 10. It is over because you are finally surrendering to realizing that you can't let the mental conflicts that are happening in your mind actually stop you from doing what you need to be doing. Once you surrender to your circumstances, you will be free of the mental anguish. And you'll get that energy back. Again, I said this in the first pile, but I am also going to very strongly recommend rest as well. And that is kind of reflected here a little bit. The spirit is asking you to rest from this swords energy, from the mental anguish about what is happening, the anxiety, the fear, and to loosen your grip. Kind of get this more like floaty, wandering through the forest, being in awe of what might happen in front of you instead of trying to anticipate. Because it's not going to help, and whatever good is coming to you, it's coming to you regardless. Even if you can't see it right now, even if things are a little bit dense and foggy and confusing. Just keep in mind that if you are surrendering, following your highest good, following the signs that the universe is giving you, you will get your justice and you will complete what you need to complete. And if you can do it with a little bit more energy by giving your head a break, all the better. I'm going to finish this up with a quote card. This deck, it's not really a traditional tarot deck. It is a dailies inspirational, oh, there we go, daily inspirational deck, and it was a gift. I do not know where it was gotten. That's not quite the right thing to say. I don't know where the person who gave it to me got it, but I think it was probably, yeah, something like a Ross or a TJ Maxx or like Fred Meyer, something like that. All right, and the quote you got is, "The world is before you." That's so funny with the world. Again, the world is before you. It is coming. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. So, just kind of finishing up with some encouragement to make this your own. And that even if you don't anticipate what this means, you are going to have an impact that is going to change the world, change your destiny and the world at large, the collective at large. And it's just going to happen. Again, you're going to get your justice and your completion, and you don't need to worry about it so much. Again, it's hard to just turn off sometimes, but rest assured that you are going to get what you came for, even if you can't see it right now. Rest from your anxiety, regain that energy, and then maybe that justice is just around the corner. It does kind of seem that way. But yeah, that is going to be it, pile 2. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. The candle also went out during your reading, which it's another indicator that the cycle is ending here. You got the 10 of Swords, the World, and the candle went out. It's like you are almost done. You're almost there. Get that last little energy reserve by giving yourself a break. Okay, so again, like, comment, subscribe, or share if you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you at the next one, and I'm gonna move on to group number 3. Thank you! Okay. So group number 3, we have growth. So maybe you're feeling a little bit stagnant, stuck in something, and you're wanting to, there we go. You are wanting to grow. Grow from where you are right now. So we have Supermoon. Emotions are running high. Fixed Moon. Hold your vision. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. And then we have, for the tarot, the High Priestess reversed. Oop. The Empress. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And the Nine of Wands. All right, and then our archetype is the Venom. Ooh, that's a scary card. I don't mean that it is. It's not scary in this context, because it's something that is over. I'm really getting, but or it's, you know, you don't have to let it affect you, but it's just kind of like the teeth, the darkness. venom as a concept. It's dark. Okay, so for your growth, pile number 3. Hold on. Make sure you can see everything here. Yeah. All right, so what I am getting is that something has happened with this venom, this kind of toxic, poisonous structure in your life. Again, I'm really feeling that this is an older energy. It's not currently happening, or if it is currently happening, you are aware that it's toxic. It could be another person maybe bringing you down. It could be venom you are directing towards yourself, some self-criticism. It could be even, something you've directed towards yourself that is reflective of a relationship that you had in the past, the way you were treated before. In any case, it was something that was harming you. But it doesn't need to be now. Because you are awesome. You have the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. Like, that is some abundant energy. Look at that. That is some girl power right there. You know, you might not be a girl necessarily, but that's some divine feminine power. You do have a little bit of blockage here. But you've got the Empress right in the middle. That is upright. That is telling me that you are in a really fertile period of life. And that's great, because what you want is growth. The Empress is a great card to get here because it shows that you are, again, fertile. You are in a period of time where you are really like nurturing, and your manifestation powers are high. If you focus on what you want, if you nurture it, you can make it happen. The Empress does not fuck around. She is powerful again, and you can really lay the foundations for what you want in your life. And your life is a canvas. Another card with manifestation, another card that implies that you have so much creative potential and power in making what you want. The blockage I'm getting with this venom, again, the source might be different for different people, but what is happening is that it is causing you to block off your emotions and your intuition with the High Priestess reversed. There is a blockage in knowing what to do. The High Priestess is indicative of intuition, of that, the kind of voice in between your material reality and your subconscious reality, or spiritual reality. The High Priestess is the in-between. Your intuition allows you to connect to spirit and translate it into material, into these pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. But again, whatever this venom is blocking you from doing that. Again, I'm feeling pretty strongly that it is a way that you talk to yourself, and the source of that might be another person, but it is currently blocking you because you have internalized it to some point. Somebody has done something in your past that has made you feel bad about yourself, or has kept you from giving to yourself fully. With the Queen of Pentacles reversed, there is a blockage in being able to provide security and abundance to yourself. The Queen of Pentacles is gracious and abundant and generous and benevolent in a very material, again, kind of similar to the Empress, a very fertile, material way. But with the reversal, the Queen of Pentacles has to start by having that security in herself. You can't create a pentacle situation, create a situation of abundance and benevolence for your life at large and for other people if you are not giving it to yourself. There may be here a situation where you are over-giving to others, and it's blocking you from actually inheriting this Queen of Pentacles energy, because you aren't able to give to others if you don't give to yourself first. If you are, telling yourself that you're not worth it, that you don't deserve this growth, this abundance, if you're being really self-critical, if you are repeating things that have been said to you by others in the past, or that your inner critic, your anxiety, your fear is telling you, you're not going to be able to fill yourself up enough to manifest this abundance in your entire life. And with the High Priestess and emotions are running high here, again, there's kind of an emotional blockage. This could be the case. Personally, I've had blockages from my self-criticism about my emotions, about being self-critical when my emotions were running high. I struggled to allow myself to have that emotional experience, because I would pick it apart, and I would criticize myself. I would tell myself that I was being dramatic or over emotional, and I shouldn't be feeling that way. And that just caused my emotions to run even higher, to be even more of a big thing that it affected my day-to-day. Because the more that you try and repress it, the more that your emotions are going to want to be seen and be heard. And the more that you repress your emotions, the more you are going to be blocked from receiving intuitive guidance with the High Priestess here. I'm going to go ahead and write all three of these ladies, unblock some of that energy, because that is what you are needing to do right now. You need to get into this Nine of Wands energy where you are defending yourself. You are fighting for what you want. And this is something that you've been wanting with Hold Your Vision here. This is something that you've been trying to manifest. You've been trying to create this abundance in your life. And also with the Nine of Wands, you're close to the end. You're close to getting it. You're close to getting that growth. You might just be in this period of stagnancy, or just having to get through this last little bit of blockage. And it is a tough one. It's tough to get through this blockage of completely changing the way that you interact with yourself. But again, if someone has made you feel inferior, if you've made yourself feel inferior in the past, they are completely wrong, because again, you are awesome. You have so much loving, intuitive, fertile, badass, divine feminine energy here. Look at those three ladies. Again, for all three of those to come out, it really shows your power of manifestation and poise and grace, and your ability to, if you are not letting this venom get to you, this idea about who you are, what you deserve, you are able to be so powerful. There were blockages in the energy of these two, but that doesn't mean that they're not present. they just haven't fully formed yet. But you're getting there. You know, you chose growth. You know that you are desiring to grow, and you're so close. It's so possible. You just have to change the way that you interact with yourself. That is what I'm getting here. But again, it might be another person. If it is another person that is getting you down, you have to give to yourself first. You know, you might have someone whose behavior is really toxic because they are taking from you. Again, with the Queen of Pentacles reverse, it has to do with giving and being benevolent in a way that is not serving you ultimately. It's draining. It is keeping you stuck in a cycle. It's keeping you from moving into this more abundant energy. It's keeping you defensive. You know, you should be in a place where you're fighting for what you want, but you don't want to get too defensive with your emotions. Again, if you are, they're gonna get stronger. They're gonna get more. They want your attention eventually. Or if you're taking to heart what this person says and you're getting defensive about that, that's also might be causing your emotions to run high. Because it is so hard to deal with energy that demands so much of you and gives you nothing in return. It is, you know, if you are in a situation where you can cut that relationship off, I recommend doing that. But if it's something you can't really avoid, the key here is to stay in tune with yourself. Again, give to yourself first. Make sure that you are filled up before you give to anybody else. And stay connected to your intuition. Hold your vision. Forget about anybody else. Forget about what anyone else is saying about what you want to do. This life is yours. This growth is yours to take. You just have to, you just have to tell yourself that you deserve it. And that can be hard to do if someone else is telling you that you don't. But remember that you are the High Priestess. You are the Empress. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You have a lot of power. And you have the ability to do this, and you deserve it. Even if right now you're not like totally sure what to do, or you are doubting yourself, know that you are awesome, and that the key to your growth is going to be believing that you are dope. Don't let that venom tell you otherwise. That's pretty much it. I'm getting really strongly like the main message here is you're a badass. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not even yourself, Gonna finish up here with one of these message cards. These are, it's not a deck in the traditional sense. It is a dailies deck that was given to me as a gift. It's some daily motivational quotes. You're supposed to change it each day to a new one, but I'm using it as a tarot deck. Oh, there we go. Success in life should be determined by contributions, not accumulations. Accumulations. That was a hard word for a second. Should be determined by contributions, not accumulations. So again, I'm getting that this venom has accumulated somehow. Again, if it was a past energy, the way that you internalized the behavior of somebody else towards you and started treating yourself that way, it could be an accumulated energy. Maybe multiple people have had this toxic influence in your life. But remember that, again, your life is a canvas. Your contribution to it can always change, can always be something really powerful and positive and the accumulation of your past, of this venom energy, is not what's important here. What's important is getting that growth through recognizing your worth, your success, your ability to be successful because you're awesome. All right, that's it. Pile number 3. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, share if you think somebody else would enjoy this, and I will see you at the next one. Bye! We're going to move on to pile number 4. All right, pile 4, I chose magic. Need a little bit of magic in your life. You know, maybe there's something you're working on that you're just not seeing the fulfillment of quite yet. Maybe things are just a little bit boring and you want to spice it up. I don't know. There could be lots of reasons why you need magic. Maybe you don't know how to move forward and you just need a little bit of magical universe energy to help you out. So for our cards, we have a fiery climax approaches. A time to give. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Last one was full moon in Aries. We have messenger. It says serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. For the tarot, we have 3 of Pentacles, the Chariot, Ace of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Swords, and then the Vow. All right, give me a second here. Okay. All right. So what I'm picking up here, so you need to shift your energy a little bit for this magic to come in, and it is coming in. You know, we have both the Chariot and a fiery climax approaches, and that both of those cards definitely imply some moving energy, you know, fiery, fast, self-controlled, but powerful moving energy. But what I'm getting right now is that you could need to kind of shift what you're doing. With the 3 of Pentacles and also this new moon in Virgo, and even the Vow here, getting that you really need to be working with people right now. That the 3 of Pentacles has to do with working on a team, learning a skill through other people, through doing something that involves others, that is like communicative instead of solitary. It involves teamwork, it involves collaboration, it involves giving to somebody else in some sense. And I'm getting that there's 2 kind of different scenarios here. The first scenario is that something hasn't worked out or isn't going to work out the way that you had anticipated. Maybe you had a venture, some sort of new start it was focused on money, focused on the material, whatever you could gain from it in a material way. And now the shift that needs to happen is about less focus on what you can gain and more focus on what your inner truth is. You're going to have a new start with this Ace of Swords, but it has more to do with clarity and alignment and truth than it has to do with the material. And I'm getting that it's something that you know, maybe you have thought about, but something that aligns you with this energy of giving to others, of working with others instead of yourself. And the vow, you know, that's this energy of a strong promise, a unity between two people through this contract, this promise, this vow. Again, it might not be just like one other person. It could just be representative in general of helping, this energy of helping others through your own work instead of thinking about what you could be gaining. But I do get that this, so once you kind of shift either your perspective or what you are doing, what you are quickly moving towards with the Chariot. So Chariot very much feels like your energy. It feels like you're ready to go. You maybe have been working on this Ace of Pentacles for a while, and it just hasn't been working out. You know, it's not quite what you it isn't aligning with this energy of giving. It's about what you could receive and not what you could be giving back. But I think once you do align with this energy, this clarity around, you know, being in a role that is going to be beneficial to others, where you can work collaboratively, you can work on a team, you can help other people, and you can give your energy, give your gifts to others, I do think you're going to get an opportunity. You know, that's where the magic comes in. I think this Ace of Swords is definitely a new start, that it's going to be somebody reaching out. You do have this card, Messenger. Maybe reaching out to give you an opportunity or to provide you clarity, provide you the truth in some sense. But it does feel like there's this external energy that is coming to restore some balance, restore the drive that you have here towards a new start, a start of something. So I'm getting strongly that you have the drive, you have the motivation, you are rearing up to go, but it's just not working out the way that you anticipated. And again, I think that is because you need to change what you are doing. Not completely, maybe completely, you know, it depends on your situation, but you just need to change it so that you're not the only one that benefits. You need to change it to be benevolent in some way, to be collaborative. I'm really getting strongly that you need to be working with other people. And that makes sense. If you're getting an opportunity that is coming in as another person, as this messenger coming in with an offer for you, it makes sense that you would need to be open to working with others or to benefiting others in some way. But it does feel like this Ace of Swords in the vow, it's something really kind of purely light energy. It's something very divine, something that aligns with your sense of truth, your inner clarity, your inner peace. Something that you feel called to. You know, maybe this Ace of Pentacles, maybe you were worried about your material stability, and that focus, the focus on the lack of material is what was causing it to not work out fully in the way that you wanted it to. But it does seem like clarity is coming. You know, it could be something really intense. It says a fiery climax approaches. So something that is going to be really, maybe even like out of left field, really surprising, really it's interesting because you have both a new moon and a full moon here, which does make me think, like, with the new moon in Virgo, with this being a time to give rather than take, you need to, like, shift the perspective into something new. You need to change what you're doing into something new, and it's somehow going to resolve your previous conflict with this Ace of Pentacles reversed. You know, you're kind of, there's like two different cycles happening. One of them is a new start, a shift in your perspective, an ability to work collaboratively, to work with others, to work on a team. You know, that new start is going to create a climax, to create a what's the word? I'm struggling to get the words out here, and you know, maybe that is part of what is blocking you from doing this shift to working with other people, because I feel like I'm struggling with what to say, and you know, that wasn't happening so much with the other piles. That was a lot more flowing. So maybe you're struggling with that, knowing how to do this, how to work with others. You know, maybe this was something a little more solitary, and this teamwork aspect was holding you back. But once you do get that new start that is benevolent, it's giving, instead of considering what you can be gaining from a situation, you're considering what you have to give to others. Once you get into that mindset, and you know, it might not even be an actual shift in like your situation. Whatever situation is happening for you, could be a job, a relationship, whatever it is that doesn't feel like it's totally working out, it could be just about shifting your perspective. You maybe don't have to change what's going on completely with the Chariot and with this Ace of Pentacles, because it does feel like you're going to resolve something that you've been working at. Again, there's this like kind of full, there's both the new energy and also this culminating wrap up, kind of like climactic energy going on at the same time. So it seems like once you shift from a taking to a giving vibe energy within yourself, or externally, if it is a job, if you do need to kind of like completely change what you are trying to do, whatever shift that needs to happen from taking to giving, once that happens, it's going to wrap up the issues that you were running into with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, where things maybe weren't getting off the ground, or you kept running into dead ends, or it wasn't working out. Whatever you were trying to start, you are going to be able to start something. It's just not going to be exactly what you were picturing. But it's all about that shift in perspective or in action. Once you do that, it's all going to magically come together. You know, this energy with the Chariot and the reversed Ace of Pentacles, that's not going to go to waste. All of the energy you were focusing on your previous venture, it's not going to go to waste. It's in fact going to wrap up pretty nicely, with something coming in as an opportunity. But you do need to shift your outlook on it. Again, you know, that's kind of the overall message. It's like, work collaboratively, work in a way where you are giving to others instead of taking from them, and things are going to fall into place. That magic is going to happen. but you have to align with your truth, what you are willing and able to give to others, and be committed to doing it. You know, vowing that you are going to give. You are going to give your energy freely will clear up that kind of lack mentality around, no, I need to do this thing, I need to start this thing so that I can get something. If you are starting something instead as a way to give your energy to others, the universe is going to fill in the gaps. They're going to catch you. Spirit's going to allow you to do what is going to be beneficial and helpful to the collective in a way that is also going to support you. And it's going to be something surprising coming in. A person, an opportunity, something is coming forward after you have this perspective shift. That's pretty much it. I am going to go ahead, and I think this one was a little bit shorter. Last pile, always the shorter pile. It's always the message that's like to the point. Like, you got to do this thing and it'll work. I'm going to pull one of these cards. This is a, it's not a, ooh, wow, that came right out. It's not a traditional tarot deck. It is actually a daily inspiration. It's not really a calendar, but it comes in this little box here, and you stick them in, and then one is in the box, and you're supposed to keep it like on your desk. And it was a gift. I'm not totally sure where the person who gave it to me got it, but I don't think her intention was for me to use it as tarot cards, and I'm doing it anyway. So what we got here is, there is no greater joy nor greater reward than to make a fundamental difference in someone's life. Again, that's exactly what I'm saying. Think about how you can do that, how you can make a difference for somebody else, how you can give to others, and rewards will follow. You know, it's not just, I don't think it's just this, this joy, although that is this greatest joy, greatest reward. It's not just the satisfaction. Like, I do feel like you're gonna feel fulfilled shifting your perspective this way, but things are also going to work out where you can be in a position of giving and still provide for yourself. And yeah, you know, the universe likes to reward benevolent energy. Everything you give out will come back to you. Believe that, and magic will follow. Shift your intentions, shift your perspective, and let's see what happens. I would love to hear what ends up happening for you. If you have this perspective shift and you come back and you're like, Hannah, I got this opportunity right after I did this, I would love to hear that. That would be amazing. And just in general, if you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment, subscribe, share if you think someone else would enjoy it. And I will be back soon to do another one of these Take What You Need readings. Thank you, Pile 4. Hope to see you next time. Have a good night, or morning, or whatever time of day it is. All right, goodbye.